What up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Happy fight day. UFC Atlantic City. Should be a good card. I've been really busy this week. I didn't do too much research, but we'll take a look. We'll see what's going on with that card. Thanks, everybody, for hopping in. Nice to see everybody this fine morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're at. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up for your boy. Subscribe if you haven't already. Get the first giveaway going, and we'll get right into business. Alrighty. First one. We're going to give away some fandoms today. TFSP in the chat. First fandom. Random fandom. Love that. TFSP in the chat for that first giveaway, and then let's get into it, folks. Let's get into it. Get my screen shared here, and we'll start talking a little strike. All right. So we got some outstanding rewards still, right, guys? So we're still waiting on Drew Dober. We are still waiting on Merab that finished last week. So those two moments still have not been airdropped to us yet. I was hoping the Dober was going to come this week, but I guess they were still having issues or whatever the case may be. So we still didn't get Dober. But hopefully those two get delivered and distributed fairly soon. I know a lot of people are anxious to see how that Merab is going to do with that low completion count. So it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting to see what we're looking like here. But yeah, this week we did get another pretty difficult challenge. So they did take last week off. Queuing it up for the challenge this week, which is pretty tough, guys. Pretty tough. Does require a few epics, a lot of rares and fandoms. The rewards pretty sweet. Dustin, we get to pick on out of 3 of his fights, 1 of his finishes. So pretty decent. We did see a little bit of action on some of these I guess epics, you could say. I think Yair, some of them popped a little bit. Let's see. So not too bad. So it popped like $10 almost. So it was like 19, 17, 16 bucks. Now it's about $10 over that. And then Schnell. I think Schnell's the other one. Also popped a little bit. He was one of the cheaper ones. He was usually like the bottom floor. So it looks like the epics popped about $10 each. So not too bad of a crazy jump initially, but they are coming down. I know they were sitting at like $30-something or 30, 32, something like that yesterday. So it looks like they'll start probably coming down a little bit here. But I mean, it's tough. It's a tough challenge. 15 moments that you're required to own. Pretty much another nod, kind of to the fandom set again. People holding that set or holding out on that set. So they did use quite a few fandoms. I know the Gilbert Burns rare used to be more expensive, but Burns popped a little bit as well. But overall, I mean, the collection portion is hard in itself. And then on top of that, you have to burn a bunch of stuff too. So we got to burn 2 Dustins, fandom in the common, Song Yadong common, Jailton Almeida uncommon, and Brandon Royval fandom. So all 5 of those have to get burned along with owning these 15. And then it gets a little interesting, right, guys? What do we got here? What's the point of this being single complete? Let's take a look here. Ref, challenger, the most spicy. Ref. Raf, oh, Dos Años. Yeah, he got burned. So, and he's a S1. Like an old S1 from the first drop. So, the first S1 drop. So, yeah. He popped as well. Floor's a little thin on him. So, yeah, about 3 or 4 moments that are like 20 plus required to hold. So, very, very, very interesting. But back to the champ pass. So if you own a Peter Yan champ moment, you are excused from the collection portion. So you do still have to burn. And if you own the Sean O'Malley champ, you complete the burn portion, but you still have to do the collection portion, which is a little freaking confusing, for sure. But this challenge can be completed once for a maximum of 1 reward. Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting. Snick. Um, it's very interesting for sure. Why they would decide to go with the 1 on here. I would think maybe the people that own both Yan and O'Malley should get an automatic one, maybe. But yeah, I don't know the logic that they wanted it to be 1 reward. But minimum edition size is going to be 100. So only if like 70 people complete it, they're still going to mint it to 100 just to make sure it doesn't fall in that champion category. So they don't want it to be a champ, obviously. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an epic for sure. I mean, based on the difficulty here. And I mean, honestly, we've all been asking for harder challenges. So, I mean, it's kind of nice that we're getting them. But, I mean, imagine if we started getting this shit a year ago, when we first started asking for hard challenges a year ago. But, yeah, I agree here. With Richard Hart. Too many moments minted 100 to 200 might devalue champs in the future. This is definitely something they should be a little wary now of. So who knows? I was hoping that we would be getting some kind of big scale or large scale burn within the next few weeks or so, just because we definitely need it on the commons and uncommons and like just everything, like just do another burn across the board. But yeah, it's interesting that they're doing this kind of stuff now when we were asking for it eons ago. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how many completions are done. I'll probably get a snapshot on Monday. I could let me get the burn tracker going. Strike burns. I haven't been on it that long on my laptop. Hold on. Let's go in Discord. Let's go to my important links section. And let's go to the burn tracker. Crips burn tracker. I don't know if anybody's seen this before or not, but it's legit. It's super legit. So the challenge started what? Yes. I'm all over the place here. March 29th, yesterday at 1 o'clock my time. $1 o'clock. p.m. my time. All right. And we're looking for Dustin Poirier. We're looking for Jailton. Who else are we looking for? The two Dustins, Jailton Yadong and Royval. Song. Shit. Which one is it? Can't see. His comment is from what date? March 12th, 2022. All right, so it's Common and Royval. Brandon. Okay. So 207, 307, 368, 198, 148. Let's double check. Just make sure I got the Dustins right. 307, 207. All right, cool. Jailton, Song, and Royval. 148. Perfect. All right. So let's take a look. I'll let it run for a little bit. I still got Richard Hart's comment up here, but it's facts, though. It's facts. What's up, Asian Wolfie? What's going on? Who else is in here? Popping in here. Derusio, what's up? PMCK, what up? What up? Fridsta, welcome, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, Crips tool kind of runs burn data to let us know how many completions are done so far. It'll show you the wallets, what they burned. It kind of runs backwards in time. So it goes from right now where I hit submit, goes backwards to the date that I put into the system. So it's going to run. It takes a little bit. We'll let it run for a little minute or two, and then we'll check back with it later. And just see how many completions were done, pretty much like the first 24 hours of it or so. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll take a look. We'll take a look. But yeah, it's tough. It's interesting that they started doing these really hard ones. Borderline mini champs. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. And then I forgot to mention the 3 fights that we do get to choose from. So it's either him knocking out Connor, which is pretty damn huge. Him versus Max, which was a decision, but it was an absolute slugfest war. It's a great fight to watch. Like, amazing fight. Crazy fight. Absolute war. Full of violence. It's a great fight. And then Dustin versus Benoit Saint Denis. Everybody knows a couple weeks ago. Absolute nasty KO. Out cold, knocked out Benoit Saint Denis at UFC 299. So, which one we voted for, everybody? Like, that's a tough question, right? I mean, I don't know if anybody's gonna want to pick the non-finish, even though it was a great fight. But I would think it's gonna end up being between the Connor fight and the Benoit Saint Denis fight, because that when you get a walk-off KO like that, bro, that's pretty nasty. But not many people can really say that I knocked out Conor McGregor inside the octagon. And it's tough. It's tough. But I think based on pure just like merit, legacy, that Conor knockout probably that Conor knockout's probably the one to go with, I think, just because of how big and important like that fight was in the history of both these guys' careers. They've run it back a few times. And like I said, bro, Connor Connor hasn't really been KO'd like that ever. And Dustin's got that and that feather in his cap. So especially if it's yeah, that's right. If it's low mint, I think I'm going with the most like epic. I think the Connor knockout was definitely more epic. Granted, Benoit Saint Denis, absolute monster. Dude never was finished before that. But yeah, what you got here? What you got here? Connor for sure. Definitely Connor. I'm good with Connor. My vote's Connor. Yeah, it looks like Connor. Connor. There should be a random burn. You can decide to be in or out. If in, random moments get burned from your collection, but have a chance at something big. Yeah, man. I mean, they should. The burn tool's kind of like on all the time. Like, why not do flash challenges? You know what I'm saying? Like a random, like a random Wednesday during the week. Whoever burns 10 moments today in the next 3 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever it is, you know. Um, and you get XYZ, who knows what. But yeah, I mean, I'm always been a fan of more engagement for sure. Nah, I think talking about random shit gets burned from your account. Nah. So they tell or like I don't get it. So random shit getting burned from your account. So like they'll just automatically pick the moments and burn them out of your wallet. Is that what we're talking about? Or like, there's like a little login page if you want to accept the burn. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because at the end of the day, you got to approve the burn, right? So you kind of are essentially burning, so to speak, but not burning. But yeah, if you're in, you're kind of saying that, yes, go ahead and burn this shit. But I don't know how that works with, like, what if you don't like, yeah, because it's if it's a snapshot thing, I can kind of get it. But if they give people some time to like, you know, you have 3 hours to decide whether or not you want in or something like that, then people can hit the marketplace, get whatever the hell they need. But a random moment gets burned from your collection, but have a chance at something. Yeah, I mean, interesting. It's an interesting thought. I think if we put some more thought around it and how, I mean, why not? Why not? Anything to promote burning is good. If we can get S1 values across the board to match Dos Anjos Jorge prices, people would feel better about their EM. Yeah, I think we definitely need some burn action. We've been waiting. We've been needing it for a while. Uh, I don't know what the rewards are going to be or how they're going to figure that shit out. But yeah, we definitely need some sort of massive burn, or not necessarily even a massive burn. Like you could cap it. You could cap it um, like how I do in the raffles. You could cap them to like 20 or 25 moments max, and then if you burn X, Y, Z, you get different amount of points or whatever that you use to get what I'm sure there'll be some kind of random packs that are packaged with something like those Maple Rush packs or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to see some more burning though. Most definitely. Most definitely. How's our burn tracker doing? 14 completions. Still cooking. Still cooking. But all right. That's pretty much it for the strike stuff. That's it for the strike stuff. We'll see what's up with it. We'll see what's up with this challenge, man, when it ends. How many people complete it? I hope the 300 challenge is insane based on this. Yeah, right? It's got to be absolutely insane if the last two challenges were looking like this. God help us, right? Should be like the hardest shit in the world. But that's it. Got till Tuesday. If you need to double check whether or not you got the moments, in my Discord, we have the little challenge tracker with all the moments listed here. Click the verify button and it lets you know whether or not you have the collection portion complete. If you just need to double check, and it'll let you know if you're missing anything and which ones you're missing. So if you are not sure, it's definitely a nice little feature. Shout out Emerald City. The bot is great. But that's it. Collector's challenge done. This bad boy's still running. Let me throw it in the back. Throw this in the back. Close this up. TFSP. Last call. This is for the first fandom. TFSP in the chat. Going once. Going twice. Let's see him. Let's see him. There they go. Mo Fresh. Going to Atlantic City later tonight. Enjoy it. Good for one. Nice, chef. I gotta do my burn portion still, but yeah, I'll be good for one as well. All right, good luck, everybody. This is for the first fandom. 3, 2, 1. Ifra Perez. Man, steady be eating. 24/7, 365. My man, stay eating. Congrats, bro. All right, next one. I got another one. We'll run at the end of the show. We're gonna do AC. AC in the chat. Atlantic City AC. Let me see them ACs in the chat. Let's see them ACs in the chat. And we'll run it after we talk about the fight card. Boom, boom, boom. Atlantic City, y'all. Blanchfield versus Fior. Some good fights, man. Maybe not the, highest people on the rankings or pound for pounds list, but some good names here, some fun fighters, most definitely. Lots of fights too. It's gonna be a late one tonight, boys. It's gonna be a late one. God help our European brothers, our Australian brothers. I think in Australia it's usually early in the morning, like reasonable time in the morning. But yeah, I don't know. Run it again. I don't trust those Perez guys. That's some funny shit. Funny shit. To know what's gonna be burned. Okay, so like it's just like a random complete, you're talking about a random, like absolutely random. Are you in or not? And then we'll just literally pick something completely random out of the wall. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Just happy it's not in the Apex. Yeah. Apex, man. It's good and bad, I think. It's a catch-22, I think. Because sometimes you get some really like crazy shit, but man, I feel for the fighters, bro. Like I think that live crowd, big stadium, like that's juice, man. That's juice. I think a lot of them feed off that energy, and like certain fighters you see, like when they're in the Apex versus a stadium, they perform differently. So Apex in the chat, or AC in the chat, not Apex. Let's see what we got. All right. So there's a ton of fights on the card. I didn't do too much research. I'll be honest, I've been super busy this week. I did look at some fights briefly. I do have a lot of bias on a few of these fighters fighting. Just because I am fans of either them, their gym, their teammates. So take some of these predictions with a grain of salt. But start off with the first fight of the night. I forgot how to say his Irish name. And I mean, I can't probably, I'm going to butcher the shit out of it. So I'm probably not even going to attempt to do it. But I will say, Mr. Pacheco did not, don't need research to know Buckley Merckx Luque. This guy. We still got to make our bet, dude. We still got to make our bet. I didn't forget. I got Luque. You know that. But Pacheco missed weight. I think by like a pound. Was it pound? I think he was the guy who missed weight. Yeah, he was the guy who missed weight. So he had trouble making weight. This guy's 8-1 out of Ireland. Huge favorite. So not too much. I don't know if these guys are making their debut. Like I said, I didn't do too much research. So I'll do some research while I have you guys on with me. Let's see what we got. Boom, boom, boom. Coming out of Cage Warriors. First fight in the UFC. Got decisioned last September. 5'6", 135 versus 5'8". We got a 5-year age gap. Pacheco coming off the Contender Series, lost on the Contender Series. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. I think I'm gonna go with the Irishman. The Irishman to get it done. Now, Andre Petroski versus Jacob Malkoun. Very, very interesting fight. Both these guys are pretty strong grapplers. I would say that Malkoun is more, definitely works takedowns a lot more. Petroski more of a, I mean, he's a great grappler, but he's not too offensive with it. So I think specifically, like, look at this takedown average, 7.2 to 4. Pretty nuts. Petroski definitely is going to be trying to go for subs. He's going to jump the ghillie. He's probably going to jump a lot of ghillies as Malkoun's shooting in. But I think over time, after, like, they're pretty evenly matched, but I think Malkoun's probably got the better gas tank. And I think the amount of volume, the grappling volume, like the aggressive shooting for takedowns, aggressive wrestling, I think is going to wear on Petroski and probably going to either gas him out. And I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to decision. Malkoun is a shorter dude, but they have the same reach. So I think I'm leaning Malkoun, being the younger dude and the more aggressive grappler in the octagon. And I think his gas tank's a little better too. Next up, Victoria Dudakova versus Melissa Gatto. Pretty evenly matched ladies here. I mean, numbers are all pretty close, very close. Age close, reach within 2 inches, significant strikes are close. Everything's pretty close. Victoria is undefeated. She is coming off of a unanimous decision win over Mrs. Frey. And she's beat some decent competition. Not too bad. Melissa Gatto, 8-2 in the UFC, coming off of 2 losses to some tough ladies. So Lipsky and Tracy Cortez, pretty tough ladies for sure. Be interesting because they are pretty evenly matched. Orthodox, both of them orthodox. I don't know if anyone. She's nice to look at in person, both of them. Hey, hey, hey. You're going to be live front and center, aren't you, Dark Vengeance? You're going to be live front and center in AC as well. That's what's up. Man, I'm not sure why they have Gatto as such a heavy favorite. Maybe just because the competition she's faced. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Victoria gets it done. Yes, sir. That's what's up, buddy. That's what's up. Enjoy it, man. It should be fun. Should be a fun one. Yeah, I'm going with Victoria. Just keeping her O, upsetting Melissa Gatto. Ibo Aslan versus Anton, the Pleasure Man, Turkali. So, these guys are, man, evenly matched. But there's one statistic that really jumps off the page here, and it is that significant strikes landed per minute stat. With Ibo Aslan, a massive 8.87 significant strikes landed per minute, which is absolutely insane. He's 12-1. Turkali is 8-3. Aslan is coming off of the Contender Series. Yep. I remember we talked about this dude when he was knocking people out in the Contender Series. So, yeah, this is his UFC debut, an actual Octagon debut. And Anton Turkali's coming off of his loss to Tyson Pedro, Victor Petrino, and Jailton Almeida. Holy shit. This guy has had some rough luck of matchmaking. How about it, dude? He is a pretty good striker. I'm not going to lie. The Pleasure Man is a pretty solid striker. So I think Ibo has to get this finished early. Because I don't know how his gas tank is, honestly. His gas tank's never been tested. And with Anton having the dub over him, way back when, 4 years ago, rematch. It'll be interesting to see. Very interesting to see. 4 years is a long time, guys. 4 years is a long time. Fighters definitely grow, learn, evolve. So it will be interesting to see. And 2020, that was peak COVID. Brave CF. That's what's up. But yeah, it'd be interesting. Nice little rematch here on the prelims for these two gentlemen. But yeah, Turkali's a slight underdog, plus 110. I don't know. I'm liking Ibo. especially after the Pleasure Man he's coming off that horrific knockout loss to Tyson Pedro. We actually have the strike moment for that. I know you guys remember this. Because this shit was great. If it ever loads. Come on, baby. You can do it. There you go. There's your boy, Anton Turkali. No audio, so I don't get banned on YouTube. Down goes the Pleasure Man was the call on the mic. Boom. Here we go. 1 and 2. Yeah. Happy retirement, Tyson Pedro. Thank you for providing us with that clean knockout. But yeah, no offense to Mr. Turkali, but get this a little bit bigger here. No offense to Mr. Turkali, but yeah, I think Ebo might get it done. Next up, Dennis Bazooka versus Connor Matthews. Very biased here on this pick, going with Bazooka. Sierra-Longo team, trains with, Marab, Steamroller, Aljo, the homies. So Matthews is good, man. 7-1. A little bit older than Bazooka, but I think Dennis, he's been taking some tougher fights on short notice. Woodson and Emmers were some tough ones. I know the Emmers fight he took on short notice, and I think the Woodson fight too. Because we were there. Yeah, we were there live. I was there live when he fought Woodson. But yeah, I think maybe he turns it around, bro. Gets back on the right track here. Mixes it up. Connor Matthews, on the other hand, coming off the Contender Series, UFC debut. A lot of subbies, it looks like. But, I mean, these Sierra-Longo guys, they know how to grapple. Home crowd should be in his corner. Unless Matthews is from New England Cartel. Shit. I wonder who the crowd's going to roll for. Who's the crowd rooting for, man? Should be interesting on that one. But like I said, a little biased with this one. I'm going with Bazooka. Julio Arce versus Herbert Burns. Not too much to talk about here. I think the odds paint a nice, clear picture for us. Arce is very good. All around, great fighter. Not great fighter, but he's all around a good fighter. Herbert Burns is more one-dimensional, and he's pretty big for featherweight, but I just don't see him handling the pressure, the volume, and the skill of Julio Arce. So that's what I'm rolling with. Julio, All right. Verna versus Lupi. Another one, bias. Like these next three, these three prelim fights. Bazooka, Lupi, and the next one, I'm pretty biased, so take my picks with a grain of salt. I'm going Lupi here, even though Verna, she usually is the person that is the upset alert, destroying parlays, not winning when she's not supposed to win, beating somebody she's not supposed to beat. So she is that person. So hopefully she doesn't do it to Loopy. Big fan of Loopy, the team Loopy trains with. Diego Lopez, Alexa Grasso. So Irene, Aldana, and Loopy, they all come out of that same gym. So I'm biased. I like all of them. I'll go with Loopy. Hopefully she gets it done. Obviously Verna, really good grappler. Gonna try and take this to the ground. Loopy's pretty well rounded, so I think she's gonna have the skills and the tools in her bag to get out of any danger on the ground, bring the fight back up to the feet, and hopefully land some haymakers. Next up, Nate the Train, baby, versus Jamal Hammers. Man, another biased pick by me. Big Nate the Train fan. Met the guy in Nashville. Talked to him for a little bit. Cool ass dude. And Nate's a dog, man. Nate's a dog. You know you're gonna get a dog with Nate. He's not gonna quit. He's gonna bring it for 3 rounds, 15 minutes every second. So if Emmers can't put Nate down early, which I don't think he will, I think Nate's gonna overwhelm him and take care of business. We're going Nate the Train, baby. Let's go. All right. On to the next one. Main card now. Chidi and Joe Kwani versus Rice McKee. Now, when you look at these odds, they're pretty close. A lot of people like Chidi Bang. But one thing I don't like about Chidi Bang is his gas tank. So Chidi needs to absolutely, like, if he doesn't finish this guy in the first round, I don't think he's going to win the fight. And Rice McKee lost to Mr. Lusa. His UFC debut was against Mr. Lusa in September. So this is his second fight. Not the best record, but I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this fight goes into the second round and Chidi starts huffing and puffing. And then this guy starts stealing some momentum. Chidi's on a 3-fight skid against some tough guys. G-Rod, Olashashek, Duraev. Some tough competition the last few outings, but yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I know Mr. McKee probably, I don't know if he's might be a better grappler than Chidi, but this is a tough one to call. Very tough one to call. I think if I have to pick one, I think I'm going to go with the underdog on this one. I think I'm going to go with the underdog, McKee, on this one. I just think Chidi Gas is too fast in his fights, and he hasn't really shown much improvement on that side of things. So unless something's changed, if this guy, which I think McKee can weather the storm, I think he'll end up getting it done. We're going with McKee with the upset. Bill Algeo versus Kyle Nelson. Algeo versus Nelson. So another huge favorite on the card here. You got 34 6-foot featherweight Bill Algeo lands a lot more volume. They're both pretty good, pretty well rounded. Kyle Nelson. Let's see what this guy's been up to. Dia and Builder. Draw with Joy. Lost to Herbert. Lost to Billy Q. For Kyle Nelson. Fernando Padilla. This is him. It's the guy that got that sub last week. So our boy Kyle Nelson has a dub over Padilla in a 3-round decision fight. And that was his last fight. Now he's facing Billy Boy. Billy Boy coming off of 2 wins, sub and a decision. KO'd Herbert Burns. Yeah, I think just Billy's a little bit more. I don't know why I'm calling him Billy. Bill Algeo. I think he's a little bit more slick with it. I think more crisp boxing. Striking's way way cleaner. And yeah, I think the odds painted this one correctly, and I think Bill gets done. Now, another one should be interesting. Nursultan versus Cedricus Dumas. But yeah, Nursultan's an absolute, like, dude, 6'5" middleweight. Dude's absolutely huge. You see that takedown number, bro? What the fuck? Holy shit. Obviously, this is a tough fight for Cedricus to take. Going against a really tough, grapple-heavy Nursultan, who's huge for the weight class. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to not pick Nursultan, right? I'm gonna roll with Nursultan. The dude's like, he's only been in the UFC for a little bit, but I remember, yeah, he made his debut last July, and I remember when we were doing research on this guy last year, and we were looking at his shit. We're like, all right, he's making his UFC debut, and then we looked at his record. We're like, holy shit, he's got 40-something fights already? Nuts. So the guy's definitely got octagon experience. Cedricus is coming off of Zaitar win, Brundage win, both decisions, but he looked solid. But yeah, I think this is just might be a little bit more than he could chew in Nursultan, and I think Nursultan squeezes the life out of this guy at some point of the fight. But yeah, 6'5", bro. 6'5" middleweight. Absolutely insane. This guy's taller than like 80% of the heavyweights, and he's 2 weight classes under. Weidman versus Silva. Chris Weidman gets a nice little hometown fight against a very dangerous Bruno Silva. It's going to be tough for Weidman, man. It's going to be a tough one. It is a winnable fight for him if he can implement his wrestling and get this fight to the ground and maybe get some ground and pound, put some pressure, maybe try and find a sub or two, because we all know Bruno. My bad, Bruno. Don't kill me. We all know Bruno is a really good striker. Does his best work standing and banging. So obviously that's what it comes down to, right? Weidman does have the height and the reach, So hopefully he uses that to his advantage, especially if Bruno's coming in to try and take his head off, using that reach, that distance control to keep his head on his head on his shoulders. But yeah, I think he's going to be really trying to get this to the ground. And it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. At 39 years old, I don't know how that gas tank's looking. Doesn't fight too often. When was his last fight? August 2023. So it's been a little while. He lost to Tavares. I mean, came back, that injury he had, he's coming back from it. But yeah, the Tavares injury, the Tavares fight was his first fight back after that. And yeah, man, I think Tavares is a good fighter, but I think Silva's more dangerous. So I'm a little bit worried about Weidman in this one. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that doesn't get too much damage here, but I'm leaning on Silva, guys. I'm leaning on Silva. I am leaning on Silva. But hopefully, man, hopefully Weidman. Heart says Weidman, but mine says Silva for sure in this one. I would like him to get a win in, Atlantic City. Would be nice. But, man, it's tough. It's tough. Bruno's a beast. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Buckley versus Luque. Weidman is 5-0 in AC. Interesting. 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 Luque versus Buckley. The people's main event. That's right. That's right. That's right. So, we've been having a lot of discussion about this fight over the last few weeks, especially with my good friend Wander Nook. But honestly, it should be a really fun fight. I'm looking forward to it. Guys are matched up well. Both guys like to stand and bang and brawl. If it does, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if Buckley's going to really shoot takedowns or anything like that. But honestly, he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful, especially if he's engaging in any type of grappling exchanges with Luque. The man is a great submission finisher. Dude has power in his hands. He's had a little bit of both guys. Let's take a look. So he's coming off of his win against RDA. RDA is pretty old, right? He's up there in age. It's not, granted, it's a good feather to have in your cap, but he's also a 155er. Traditionally, he fought at like 155. So now that he's 170, he's a smaller 170 guy. But he did lose to Jeff Neal and Bilal. So he's coming off of those losses and then W against RDA. I think Buckley is way more explosive than somebody like RDA. That's one thing you got to worry about with Buckley. He's explosive. He's athletic. He's a little full of muscle. We got coming off of Morono win, Fiallo win, lost to Chris Curtis and Nasruddin Imavov. So yeah, obviously everybody knows Buckley from that super crazy highlight KO that he had. But got to be careful, Buckley. Got to be careful here. Buckley tends to make mistakes sometimes. His IQ is not always the best. And if you make a mistake against a guy like Luque, probably going to be the last mistake you make of the night. So he's got to be really, he needs to be able to fight smart, fight patient, and try not to make any mistakes that are going to get him in vulnerable positions. Which I think, unfortunately, he's going to find himself making some mistakes, maybe. And I don't know, man. I'm leaning on Luque. I'm leaning on Luque. It's a tough test, though. It's a big step up in competition for Buckley. Luque has, like I said, Luque's fought some of the top guys: Woodley, Randy Brown, Wonder Boy, Mike Perry, Barberina. So he's fought like the who's who of welterweight. He's pretty much fought everybody at welterweight. I do like Buckley at welterweight, though. I think it's better. It's better weight class for him for sure than middleweight. But yeah, I just think he gets he finds himself. I think he finds himself in a weird spot, and he's gonna end up getting subbed, man. Unfortunately. Yeah, you crazy, bro. You crazy, bro. I thought your Twister prediction was better, I think. Luque, time is up. Dude's only 32, man. What are you talking about? He's 32. He's only a couple years older than Buckley. Luque was supposed to fight Ian Gary, remember? Couple weeks back. That would have been fun. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just think if Buckley can't get this guy or catch this guy early and knock him out early, I think Luque's experience it's gonna just show over the course of a fight. You know what I'm saying? Especially with how long he's been in the game. But and who's he fought, some of the people he's won against. I think what do we got? He took a lot of damage over the last 10 years because yeah, it's true. You ain't lying. He has taken some damage. That Jeff Neal KO was real bad. The Jeff Neal KO was a lot of damage. Real bad. But it's tough, man. It's tough. But if these guys end up on the ground, any time in this fight, the risk is at its highest for Buckley. Because that guy, Luque, man, he's slick with the subs, bro. He's real slick with the submissions. And I don't know if Buckley has the acumen in the grappling space to be able to deal with somebody like Luque if he's trying to defend a choke or, we never know. It's MMA, boys. Or Buckley could roundhouse kick him KO round 1 and we call it a night. Anything can happen. Yeah, anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen. So if I had to take a guess, I do know both guys are tough as nails. Luque is pretty damn tough too. But yeah, I just feel like I think Luque just has a better chance of getting the sub than Buckley has of getting the knockout, personally. But we'll see. We'll see. DMs are open if you want to gamble or bet me for some moments. Let me know. Luque Buckley. And the main event, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Blanchfield versus Manon Fior. 10-year age gap here. 3-inch height advantage for Manon, but she does not have the reach advantage. Cold-blooded Erin Blanchfield. Obviously, everybody knows her bread and butter is in the ground and the ground game, ground and pound, submissions, whatever the case is. She wants to get this fight to the mat and drowned her opponents, right? So it's a pretty tall test for her against the kickboxing karate specialist killer who's been training since she was 6 years old, Manon Fiorot. Should be a very, very tough fight. It's going to be interesting to see if Erin can take her down, how long Erin can hold her down. The age gap is going to play a huge factor. Manon did not look like she had a pleasant weight cut. If you guys seen her on the scales yesterday, not the best. It didn't look the best. Didn't look the best by no means. Let's take a look and see what these ladies been up to. Both of them are only one loss. Manon coming off a win against Rose Sermonara, Myra Bueno Silva, Tabitha Ricci. Pretty much hasn't lost in a long time. Hasn't lost in the UFC either. So she's fighting against cold-blooded Erin Blanchfield, who has some pretty impressive wins, especially her last two. Her last two wins were very impressive against Andrade and Santos. McCann, not the best grappler. Everybody knows that. Aldridge Miranda. Maverick win is pretty decent. Got a decision with Maverick. Lost to Tracy Cortez at Victa FC 34 in 2019. Damn. Tracy Cortez holds the W over her back in the day. But I will say the Andrade and Santos fight, really, the Andrade fight was good because she went against a very powerful, heavy like striker, right? So that's a good good kind of gauge indicator, right? To see how she fared against somebody who's a really good striker, Andrade, and she won via submission in the second round. Pretty decent. But I don't think Manon has fought anybody who's a super heavy grappler, except maybe Baby Shark, but Baby Shark, yeah, I don't know. I want to say Baby Shark is elite at grappling, though. I would say she's decent. She's good. She's nowhere near elite. So she hasn't fought really anybody that is an absolute elite, top-notch grappler, in my opinion. Which does go to decision a lot. I don't know, man. I'm liking Blanchfield, honestly. I'm liking Blanchfield. Blanchfield catches a kick, takes her down. I think Blanchfield gets it done, guys. I think Blanchfield gets it done. Yeah. I'm like after doing that little quick piece of research right there, I'm liking Blanchfield. I think she's very, like, Manon hasn't fought anybody as elite of a grappler as Blanchfield yet, so this is a tough test for her. Weight cut, like I said, she didn't look too good on the scales yesterday. That's only going to play into if her gas tank in a 5-round fight. That's going to play into Blanchfield's favor. Yeah, I'm leaning Aaron Blanchfield. She'll probably find the sub within the first 3 rounds out of the 5, my opinion. Yep. I like Blanchfield. But it should be a fun fight. Should be a fun fight night. Lots. I mean, there's a lot of fights. So I think there's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 and 6. 14 fights on the card. So everybody in Atlantic City, make sure you drink some Red Bull because you're going to need it. You're going to need it tonight, especially if some of these go to the decisions. It's going to be a long one, but it should be a fun one, most definitely. I'm looking forward to it. Next week, it's a little quick preview here next week. Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis. Apex. Little Apex. Anthony Hernandez versus Damon Jackson. Shepe is back versus this dude. I forgot how to say his name, but he's solid. He's a good striker. He's fun to watch. Bahamundez. Hopefully get back in that W column. Trevor Peak. Court McGee versus Alex Morono. That should be fun. Norma Dumont versus Jermaine Durandamy. Alatang Haley versus Victor Hugo. Not bad. But with that said, guys, we're going to run this last giveaway and we're going to call it a day. How the burns looking? So we're about at 35, 34 completions-ish so far on the challenge. 35-ish people finished it, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Last giveaway, AC in the chat. Don't forget to get your ACs in the chat. I'll go back to Discord here. Don't forget, get your pick'ems in. Don't forget the champ raffles live still. Max Holloway champ raffle. Legit. But yeah. Poker's in a couple hours. It should be fun. ACs are coming through. The last call for the ACs is going to be for the second fandom. Going once, going twice. And here we go. Good luck, everybody. Who's going to get it? Maxim Black. Congratulations, bro. I will send that to you on Evaluate. My man just got hooked up on Evaluate and learned how to use it because his shit wasn't connecting. And he finally got connected and his stuff's working now, so he's all good. So I'll send you that over, and now you'll accept one for a change. So congrats, brother. But on that note, that's pretty much it, everybody. Hope everybody enjoys the fights. Don't forget, poker, pick'ems, all that good stuff still going on. Make sure you get it done. The fights don't start still for another couple hours, so you got some time. Yeah, you won, brother. I got you. I'll send it to you on Evaluate. You just have to accept it. It'll be good to go. But yeah. Yeah, man. Let me know, dude. Let me know, bro. You know where to find me. You know where to find me, bro. Unless you want like something tangible. If you want something tangible, we could exchange it in St. Louis. You let me know. We can make this real spicy. Thumbs up for your boy. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully everybody enjoys the rest of the fights or the fight night tonight. Should be a fun one. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's up with these challenges and how many completions we get. But until next time, that's it for me, everybody. I am out. Peace.